Nissan is urging the owners of about 84,000 older vehicles to simply stop driving them because their Takata airbag inflators have an increased risk of exploding in a crash and hurling dangerous metal fragments towards them. The urgent request comes after one person in a Nissan was killed by an exploding front passenger inflator, and as many as 58 people have been injured since 2015. The company says Nissan owners should contact the dealer to set up an appointment to have inflators replaced for free. Now, despite a recall of Takata airbags nationwide, more than 6.4 million vehicles in the U.S. still have them, which is why we've got Patrick Olson with Carfax joining us today to speak about the recall, car theft protections, and really to answer any of your auto-related questions. Here's how you can text your vehicle questions to him, 336-379-5775. All questions are anonymous. You get your questions answered in real time. All right, so let's just talk the general danger of these Takata airbags.
Yeah, so the issue at hand is that Takata airbags have a chemical mix. And normally what happens is if a car gets hit, the chemicals mix together the appropriate way. The explosion fills the airbag, protects the driver and the passenger. What's happening in these cases, though, is that with extended exposure to heat and humidity, much like what you have in North Carolina, moisture gets into these chemicals, and it creates a different chemical reaction, where the airbag explodes at a much greater force than what people expect. As you mentioned, that turns the metal casing of the airbag into shrapnel, literally flying pieces of metal that can get into the cabin. That's killed more than 25 people in the United States and injured more than 400.
All right, so we're talking specifically this time around about Nissan owners.
Well, but the 6.4 million is from 19 different automakers, over hundreds of different models, ranging all the way back to 2001, 2002.
All right, but the recent thing was just about, hey, Nissan owners, you really need to do this and stop driving the cars and things of that nature. Let's talk about what states are most impacted by these unfixed recalls.
Sure, absolutely. So a lot of them are what was in with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration called Zone A. And these were the states that they deemed the highest risk because they had the highest heat and humidity. So these are states like California, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, Florida. Obviously, those states all have heat and humidity, but other states do too. The issue is after 10 years of not getting these replaced, every summer there's more heat and more humidity being brought to bear on those airbags. And that's why it's crucial we get those last 6 million fixed.
All right, and do you have numbers for like Greensboro, North Carolina?
Absolutely. So in North Carolina, there's more than 216,000 vehicles that need these airbags replaced. In the greater Greensboro area, it's more than 41,000.
Okay, and we're talking about just any vehicle that has these Takata airbags. All right. So.
Right.
Okay, and so people will be like, okay, how do I figure out whether I'm on that list?
Absolutely. So the first thing you want to do is go to carfax.com/recall, put in your vehicle identification number or even just your license plate information, and we will tell you instantly for free whether or not your car has an unfixed recall. You can also go to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and look for it there. The other thing I suggest is to download the Carfax Car Care app. It's completely free. You can't pay for anything in it. But if you register your vehicle identification number, we will monitor for you, and anytime NHTSA issues a new recall, we will alert you immediately that that's happened. And in the case of the Nissans today, these are models going back to 2002 to 2006. So it can take years. If you think, oh, I've got an older car, I am free of recalls, that's not the truth.
Okay, so 2002 to 2006, and they're telling you to stop driving them immediately. So you need to call the dealer and see what the options are. Maybe they give you loaners in between. Maybe your car insurance helps you with that.
So the automaker may work with you to get a loaner, but what the automaker will absolutely do is arrange for a tow. They want you to park the car. They'll arrange a tow truck once you tell your local dealer. They will tow it to the dealer. They'll work on it for free and get it back to you. The beauty is unlike the beginning of the Takata airbag recall, there are airbags now. You may have to call your local dealer, make sure he or she has got some right now, but there's not the months and months wait that there used to be for a replacement airbag.
Okay. All right. So from Takata airbags to other things, like we're talking about car thefts and things like that. Just recently, there was something in the news about a soap opera star who got shot because there were thieves trying to steal his catalytic converter. He tried to stop them.
Absolutely. So on the plus side, we have seen a drop in the theft of catalytic converters. Unfortunately, we haven't seen as quick an increase in getting replacements for that. The reality, though, is that there are still vehicles being targeted. For example, in North Carolina, the Ford F-150, Honda Accord, Ford Explorer, Kia Soul. These are all pretty big selling cars. And for the most part, they're taller cars, they're bigger SUVs. But also on the list are things like the Toyota Prius. Hybrids use a slightly different catalytic converter than normal cars because their engine doesn't run as hot. They need literally more of the precious metals inside that catalytic converter to make it work properly. So hybrid catalytic converters are very much a big target for thieves.
All right, so how do we protect ourselves from this?
So ideally, the best thing to do is, if you can, park your car inside your garage, make sure it's locked. I know that's not an answer for everybody, particularly if you live in an urban area. But if you do live in an urban area, then park in a place that's well lit. Check on your car every so often. I know there are a lot of remote workers now who park their car, they don't go to it for days. Make sure you keep up with that. Some people suggest a cage around the catalytic converter. And while we don't have any data on how effective that is, law enforcement tells us anything that slows down a thief will get them to move on to another car.
Okay, and those cages, they can be like a couple of $100, so you have to know that you're in for that.
Yes, and some dealers will now etch your vehicle identification number on the catalytic converter cover itself. That may not stop a thief today, but it will help law enforcement track these gangs of thieves. We've seen, on the East Coast, 9 different states, one gang was involved with. So everything you do helps to bring the number of those thefts down.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we are going to continue talking about all things auto. We want you to text in your questions, 336-379-5775. We'll be right back.